This look took 6 hours, but I'll show you how I made it in 2 minutes. First, I laid down some protective foam where the adhesive would go because I don't want to ruin my face when I take everything off. Then I used liquid latex to glue down my DIY prosthetic onto my neck and applied more latex around the edges to seal everything and help it blend. Once that dried, I set it all with translucent powder so it wouldn't stay tacky. Then I used third-degree silicone to sculpt these little vein-like textures, starting from the center of the bite and spreading outward. I also added some to the other side of my face and neck to balance the look. After everything was dry, I applied foundation all over the prosthetic to even out the base. Then with a stipple sponge, which is basically a sponge full of just like little holes, I gently tapped the red paint all over, not dragging it because I wanted to go for a broken capillary look, not a paint smear. Next, I took a darker red and layered that onto the prosthetic the same way. And with a bit of a dark purple shade, I started drawing tiny veins and shading the bite to make it look deeper. I added some black where the teeth marks would be for depth, and a lighter tone to highlight certain areas of the wound, including tiny dots of fat because gross details make it real. On the other side of my face, I dabbed red paint onto the silicone and then I used just alcohol on a clean brush to diffuse the edges. I wanted it to look irritated, not overdone. And I added a darker red right at the center for more intensity. For the right side of my face, I used a blue tone on top of the silicone veins to give that infected under the skin look. Then I painted the rest of the veins with a darker red and added more throughout the bite to tie it all together. I also went over the silicone veins with the same skin tone I used earlier to highlight the veins for a more raised effect. To finish the look, I used cream paints to stipple red around my eyes and then a darker shade at the outer corners for depth. I added some to the center of my mouth and to the sides of my nose too, just to make it look more sleep-deprived and infected. And finally, I used eye blood to make my eyes bloodshot. This is a special product that's made specifically for this, so it's safe. Don't go rogue with random products unless you want your next look to be permanent blindness. And there you have it, The Last of Us Stage 1 Infected, the runner. Let me know in the comments if you like this video.